Hi guys, it's Carissa. I just realized I'll still have my work apron on and I just ran upstairs real quick in the middle of work to make this video for you. I decided I wanted to, and my cat is batting around an earring on the floor here that he found because my earring holder is on the ground, so he took it upon himself to take one down and he's enjoying it right now. So anyway, I wanted to wait until after I got my blood work results back to make this video because a few things happened since my video on Monday, was it? Whenever I made my last video. So I got a call about an hour after I put that video up that said that my blood work came back abnormal, and it was my TSH. It came up at a 5. Now, background on me, I don't have thyroid issues yet, I guess I should say, or I didn't before. It does run in my family. My mother's sister has hypothyroidism, and ever since that was in my family history, I was getting checked for it regularly. And I've told you back when I was trying to find someone to help me figure out if I had fertility problems, doctors, the first thing they wanted to test was my thyroid because they were convinced that they could just fix everything with that. Would have been nice, but that wasn't the case. So they have been monitoring my thyroid at this facility because they said, although it's at a normal level, it's too high for what's ideal in fertility treatments. They want it at a 3 or lower, and ideally they want it 2 or lower, really. So the first time I was tested, it was like a 3 point something. It was a little higher than normal. So I was on 25 micrograms, I think is the dose, of Synthroid. I've been taking that for a while, but a little over 6 months ago, it jumped up again. Not a lot, but it did. So they said, okay, we're going to put you at 50. So I've been taking that dose, and for the last 6 months or so, however long it's been, everything has come up normal. But my last blood work came up at 5, and they said, we'll test you again on Thursday when you come in. And if it's still high, we'll up your dose. Now, here's where I do get worried that I probably do have a thyroid problem, and I'll have to just monitor that. And that's fine, but it just makes me nervous. You know, after you've already got kind of a laundry list of things that are a problem, it just, I don't know, it's just another thing. But, what was I going to say about that? There was a point I wanted to make there. Anyway, today, oh no, that's what it was. When she called the other day, she said, and you're definitely taking it every day. And I was like, yeah. She goes, and you're definitely taking it in the morning on an empty stomach, and you don't eat or drink anything for 20 minutes after that. And I said, yes. And then she said, you don't take it with any other medications. Well, that's where things were a little bit iffy, because I do take it with one of my pills, one of my maintenance medications for my blood pressure. But I've always done that, and it's never been an issue. So what I did was the very next dose, I think there's been 2 or 3 since then, I purposely didn't take anything else with it. I woke up and took it at the same time every day, and then set an alarm for 20 minutes later to take the other pill that I would normally take with it in the morning. And today she called and said that my number was at 5.8. So clearly it's not anything that I've been doing or anything that I did wrong. This is just what the number is, and that's fine. So I'm jumping up now to 75 micrograms, and I will be refilling that prescription so that I have enough pills for that. The other thing that I want to talk about, and I am not complaining, I'm just, I guess, impressed. I have felt so crummy physically since I started my drug protocol. Now, I did make the mistake one day of I took the antibiotic too late after I had eaten, so I was, I don't know, 45 minutes late on taking it with food. It was really not that long. It wasn't even an hour. And I was so sick after that. And then I found myself chasing it. I tried to drink a ton of water and really fill my stomach up to make the food that I ate respond. And Then I had a little bowl of Cheerios after that because I was like, I need to do something else. I just felt like I didn't want to eat anything or drink anything because I was so nauseous, but I didn't want to throw up. So I've definitely been better about that since then. And I don't know if it's the high dose of Gonal. I think this is the highest one I've taken so far, and because it's just so sudden, to just take it at this high dose. But I have felt I can't even explain it. I've had headaches. I felt a little bit dizzy almost, and just overall just ill. I just don't feel well. So that's fine. I can totally deal with that, except I already started getting cramping on my left side, very acutely, like where my ovary is. So all I can think is, as I'm sitting there just feeling so sick and crummy, I'm just like, yes, this could actually work. This protocol could actually produce the number of follicles that women normally get when they do IVF. I'm hoping for more than like 12 to 15, but if I could get more than that, it would be awesome. So if this is actually doing what it's supposed to do, I will be sick every day. I don't care, because that's what we're all working towards, isn't it? We want that discomfort of pregnancy. We want that complete misery. That's just all we want. So I'm excited about that. And it's unusual because even like 2 or 3 days up to the end of stims for my IUIs and my past IVF, they would ask me and they'd look really concerned, like, how have you been feeling? And I'm like, I feel fine. I'm a little crampy, but I don't even feel that bloated. I just didn't ever feel that I got to that point, and that's what I was asking for all along, was maybe not more drugs, but a better dose so that I'd respond. So if this is the case, I'm just so thrilled. I'm so pleased. I didn't have much to show for today. Granted, I've only had 2 days of stims so far, but it looked promising because my left side, which is usually my better side, had, if I had to guess, I would say 5 follicles showing. They were all really tiny. They were all like 6 or 7 or smaller. And my right side, which is normally not only hard to see, but just not a good producer, my right side had, I would guess, 6 to 8 follicles, and they were very clear and it was very easy to see them. So I did talk to her about constipation today, because I did get constipated during my first IVF, and I had to, and it really cut back on the visibility of my right ovary. So I said, I can already tell that I'm starting to feel a little constipated. Not really, it's just, I'm not as regular as I usually am. And when you're on metformin, you're regular. I don't get as sick on metformin as some people do, or I at least don't anymore. But it normally helps things along. So I just said, to keep everything really clear and easy to see, should I be taking the milk of magnesia again? Because that's what they wanted me to do last time. And she said, well, maybe not yet. Just kind of make sure you eat things that help you, not even really things that help you stay regular, but things that normally you'd be worried about eating. So, like, I know for me that's apples. Anything apple, apple juice, apple cider, apples themselves. If I have too much of that, sometimes I just don't even, the thought of like making juice and only having it be apple is like, well, I'm just gonna have to punish myself that way. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, because it was so frustrating to not know how many follicles we were working with on the right side, and they were just guessing and not knowing their sizes and not knowing the growth. I think that affected whether or not they wanted to give me higher doses and things like that. So I just really want to keep things visible and clear, and obviously I'm going to start getting more bloated and crampy, so constipation on top of that is not something that I want to deal with. So I think that was everything though. We did go yesterday. I don't know, did I make a video? I didn't. We did go yesterday to make sure that we could have sperm frozen for a backup, just in case, for whatever reason, my retrieval still happens while Mike is out of town. It was a nice little road trip. Beautiful day yesterday. We were in the clinic for, 15 minutes, and we didn't have to wait. It was really, really, really quiet there. Last time we went for my retrieval, we sat there forever. But we went to a nice restaurant out there and kind of took our time coming home, and it was a nice day, and it was no big deal. And I feel a lot more comfortable now knowing that we have that backup. And I got all emotional because Mike had to sign a waiver that said, in the event of his death, if he did want the sperm destroyed or if he wanted it signed over to me. And he didn't even say anything. He just signed it over to me. And even though I would have guessed that's what he did, it's just stuff like that just makes you feel, it just makes me feel anyway really proud of the person that I'm with, and that's what he wants for me, and that's what he would trust me with. I don't even, of course, want to think about that scenario, but things like that come up. That's why they have waivers like that, and that just meant a lot to me. But we had to pay $150 to store the sperm until 1 calendar year, and then after that it's $300 a year. And if we don't use it for this cycle, I'll probably just tell them to destroy it. I'm not sure yet, but I've got time to think about that. It might be nice to just keep it on hand in case something like this were to come up again for a future cycle. So that's that. I think that's everything. Oh, and I posted about this on my Facebook, and I had just made that video about my medications, and I was saying how I had 2 gonal pens that I hadn't opened yet, and when I went into I have like a little clear tub with all of my refrigerated medications in it in the fridge to keep them all in one place, and there was an open gonal pen in there that I didn't know that I had. Oh, that was so exciting. It had, from my calculations, because I was smart and I wrote the date that I opened it and the doses on it. If that's correct, I only used it twice for 75 doses. So I technically had 2.5 days worth of doses left on that pen. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. I don't know how it works when you're trying to use the rest of it. So say I have 150 units left on it. According to my calculations, that's what I have. It could be more though. It could be less. There's no way for me to really tell, I don't think, because I'm just going based on the numbers I wrote down. But it's possible last time I had one last dose of 75 and I just was like, and I'm not going to write it down. So I don't know if I can try and set it to 150 or if it won't let me. I'll have to play around with that a little bit, because I still want to use what's left in there. But that was exciting. And everything's good. Everything feels really good. I feel just so much better this time around. I think that it has so much to do with them having information on me and what doesn't work and trying something else that could work. And it gives me way more hope, not going into it blind and having all this information in front of us. It gives the whole entire thing this like sigh of relief type of feeling about it. So I hope that helps with my stress levels. My blood pressure has been coming up really high at the doctor's office still, but I checked it yesterday at my pharmacy, and I'm going to guess that the pharmacy, this is just a stupid assumption on my part because how would I know, but I'm going to guess that the pharmacy calibrates their machines more frequently than I calibrate mine, which is never, because I don't even know how to or what I would do, but it came up, elevated for a normal person, but normal for me, it was 137/79. So that just led me to believe that I'm always just nervous when I go into the doctor's office, and it just proves to me that I'm only anticipating bad news when it comes to that, or even when it comes to my scan. Who knows, just the whole visit could be stressing me out, and that's what causes it. So, and they said that that's probably the case because my pulse always comes up high, but other than that, and my stinking thyroid, which is fine because we're watching it and we can react, this is all good stuff. So I feel really good and I'm excited. And I always feel like I'm really breathless when I do these videos because I don't want them to be too long, so I'm trying to talk fast and think fast and all that. So, all right, I better get back to work now. Thank you guys all for your supportive comments and for hanging in here with me and following me on this really exciting process, because even if it doesn't work out this round, I'm really holding out that we will have extra embryos for FETs, and that's my ultimate goal right now. So I will have an appointment on Saturday, and whatever my updates are at that point, I will let you know, and I'll talk to you then. Bye, guys.